Now let's talk about iPhone.
Hey, what is good everyone, Chris here, welcome back to the channel, and today we're talking about a new camera, well actually three cameras, because we're talking about the iPhone 12 Pro Max. This is a device that will change photography and videography for good and forever.
We make those experiences even better with big updates to our CPU, GPU, and a dramatic increase in machine learning capabilities.
Who cares? I'm not here to talk about the technology, the A14 chips, the neural engines, the all kinds of crazy RAM power and CPU and GPU. We're here to talk about cameras, okay? So this is what matters. These three things right here on the back. See them? That's what I actually care. And I think you should too. Well, let's give it to Chris. He's outside. I'm actually here. Forget about it. This is a super remote location. It's the Battery Alexander Point Bonita in San Francisco. It's a beautiful, beautiful here. And my hair looks like it's been in a recent war. Yeah, well, let's raise it up. So I'm shooting this on my iPhone, and like I said, I'm gonna take this off because it's a very remote location. There is no one, absolutely no one on this trail, and we're trying to vlog with the iPhone 12 Pro Max. You will not be able to see the HDR quality because YouTube doesn't accept that kind of format for now. But yeah, actually this one is the front camera, and I'm gonna switch to the back camera in a second. Here it is. This is the back camera. It's the white camera, and this is the telephoto. Okay guys, this was all over the place, I know, but at least you get an idea how the cameras are looking in video. I'm gonna do more videos using the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Actually, the previous video has been filmed, and it was a second camera using my iPhone 12 Pro Max, so that is some quality. I am very sure that any videographer will be happy with the results that come out of the 12 Pro Max. They look good, and soon we'll probably have HDR possible on YouTube and other social media platforms. So let's talk a little bit about photography. The photography, it's more important, that's why we're talking about the cameras. And I believe that this camera is way better than the 11 Pro that I was using in the past. Actually, this camera provided me with a lot of street photography photos, and I was super happy that I have been able to shoot anytime and every time, even if I would probably forgot my camera at home or something like that. So the 12 Pro Max, it's no slouch. It's actually better than the 11 Pro. I am super happy with the quality. I'm super happy with the colors. They're still a little bit warm, and they have a little bit of a yellowish tint, more like an orange tint to everything. But it's better than having greens and magentas. And I believe these cameras will actually reveal their true power with the next iteration of the iOS, probably 14.3 or something like that, when we're gonna get the Pro Raw. Actually, I bought this camera because of the Pro Raw, and I'm hoping that that will give me all the tools to edit and tweak my photos the way I want it, and they were not you know, fall apart when I'm starting editing. Well, let's see a few photos and talk a little bit about them. But before we're doing that, I want to remind you that this iPhone 12 Pro Max, this huge slab of metal, costs you around $1,200, more than $1,000 nonetheless. And around $1,000 you can get beautiful mirrorless cameras. I'm not even talking about DSLRs or film cameras. They will definitely do better in terms of photography, and it's no comparison between this you know, phone, this device, and a real camera. At least not for now. Like I said, Pro Raw might change some things, but we out to see, and I am gonna do a comparison nonetheless when I'm gonna have the Pro Raw on the phone, between a camera, a real camera, and the phone. But let's look at the photos and comment them a little bit. First of all, these three on top, this is the ultra wide, this is the wide, and this is the telephoto. So if you start looking at them, they look amazingly sharp, very, very sharp on the wide, and even in the corners, they don't fall apart much. I intentively shoot this busy frame to make sure that we see all the details, and as you can tell, pretty sharp. And this is, like I said, the ultra wide. Then if we're going to the wide lens, same thing. This one has a little bit of a depth of field. If you look at it, the focus, it's right here in the middle, and it actually creates a little bit of a depth of field in the back, because I didn't shoot you know, perpendicular on the subject. I shouldn't have been at an angle, so that was the problem. And this one is the telephoto, which in my opinion looks like any other telephoto. Nothing special, nothing amazing. It's good to have it, but I don't think the quality is there. This one is a shot from above on the Presidio view over the San Francisco. This one, it's shot, I think, with the ultra wide, and it doesn't look bad at all. It actually retains all the details that I could see when I was there in person, and I think it can be tweaked a little bit. So if we're going down with the exposure a little bit, maybe down with the highlights, like I said, these ones are not raw photos, they're just JPEGs, and that is a problem because, as you can tell, they don't retain much detail. You can tweak the contrast, you can tweak the white balance and the exposure, but not very much. So you can tell everything becomes blue. There is no detail when you're moving the white balance. It's actually, the colors are interfering with each other, and they're either becoming yellow or blue with no in between. So I don't really enjoy that. This I shot from the car. I wanted to see the dynamic range. This was a tunnel that you're passing when you're going to San Francisco. And if I'm getting this down, you will probably see that the sky is dead. It's a very high dynamic range scene, and I didn't expect to do much, but I'm still happy to see these cars because the sun was actually blasting on this side right here, and it was very tough for a good camera to get the whole thing, the whole dynamic range. But again, if we're gonna have the Pro Raw soon, will probably be easy for us to tweak a little bit and get the highlights back. Then I shoot these ones. These are the marine headlands near San Francisco. Right here, after this corner, it's the Golden Gate Bridge. But as you can tell, the dynamic range is amazing. Detail is there. I can raise the exposure and maybe go down with the highlights a little bit, and I don't know, the shadows a little bit. And this guy, it's pretty well lit. Not amazing, but still shooting in the sun, as you can tell. This is shot with the San Francisco on the back. I actually like this photo. Not amazing, but it's a good photo, and I can still retain the details. If you look at it, I can still retain the colors, but the picture is falling apart the moment we're starting, sliding this back and forth, because it's a JPEG, but still a good photo. Again, another one here. I love the backlit photos. I love this guy. He looks very, very determined. I'm not sure if you can get that all on YouTube, but for me, they look pretty good. Again, one more here. Then we have these three, the next ones. This is the Telephoto Lens, and as you can tell, the sharpness is there, but it's not amazing, though it seems that it focused on the front. I try to focus on this construction right here. This one is the wide lens, the normal lens that you're shooting, the one-time magnification, and it doesn't look bad at all, but still it's not perfectly sharp. And this is the ultra wide. It's pretty sharp, and I'm happy because most of us are shooting with the ultra wide. Creates that beautiful look that shows the dimensions of objects, and I do enjoy that. This is a close-up photo of some rocks hit by the sunlight, and you can tell the details are beautiful. Everything it's in focus, very sharp and popping out. I do love this photo as well. This is San Francisco, shot, if I'm not mistaken, with the wide lens. And again, if I'm taking this down a little bit and create more contrast, I believe that it doesn't look bad at all. It's actually sharp. Right here, you can see this is the Bay Bridge, the other bridge from San Francisco. There are three bridges. They're connecting Bay Area to San Francisco: the Bay Bridge, the Gate Bridge, and the, I think, Richmond Bridge. They're all in different parts of San Francisco, and it's very nice to, if you're visiting, go ahead and check them all, because they're different architecture. Now, this one is in Marine Headlands again. It's a bit overexposed by the camera. I didn't do any manual stuff, not that I can, but you can tell that the highlights retained in this area here, where these white houses are amazing. You can just come down a little bit, maybe go with the highlights down a little bit and increase the contrast and raise the shadows. This photo looks very good. It looks like it's not San Francisco. It looks like Greece or something else. Now, this one was shot in the sun. I can't tell much about it. For me, it's blown out. I like the fact that the sky retains the details, but right here in the water, you can tell that it's nothing left, and yeah, it is what it is. It's just a JPEG. And another three right here. This is the telephoto. I wanted to show you exactly how they look. So this one is a telephoto. You can tell that the details right here in the highlights are perfect. Actually, I realized that these cameras are looking good in the highlights, and the details are amazing. The sharpness is good. So that makes me happy. So this is the telephoto. This is the usual wide lens. And again, it looks good, and I don't see any problems. The sky looks good. It was unfortunately a blue sky that day. And this is the wide lens from a little bit of an angle. Again, the sharpness is good. The highlights, there's nothing blown. So yeah, I do love that. I shot this just for the colors, and this red here, it's beautiful. It was pretty burned by the sun rays, and as well as this part here, which is very well retained. This one is a very wide photo of everything. You can tell by the cars, the distortion, it's kind of big in my opinion, and if you're shooting portrait, it's gonna look like everything gets squeezed in. These wheels look very well. They were almost undistinguishable when I shot them because of the sunlight, and they look very well. They're retaining a lot of details, so I don't have a problem with the HDR. I think it looks very, very good. And this is the entire scene with the sun again blown out. I have no problem with that, because I know for sure that it's gonna blow this. It's a very powerful source of light, and you can control it even with a normal camera. But if you look right here in the highlights, again, beautiful lit. We can retain details in the shadows, though we're shooting straight in the sun. So not bad at all. The last ones, this one, it's a sheep that was passing in front of me when I shoot the skyline of San Francisco. And if I'm popping up the shadows, you can tell the box is here. So you can even tell the name. This actually looks very well, and because the light wasn't that powerful, it actually retained a lot of details. So yeah, same here. I think if I'm raising up the shadows, you can tell everything, all the details in the bridge. This is the Golden Gate Bridge, shot from one of the view vistas on the side. So that's it. This is how everything looks. Hopefully you're gonna get an idea of how these cameras are performing. Okay guys, so that's it. That's what we're getting out of the 12 Pro Max. I think it's not a big difference between the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max at this point in time, because like I said, the Pro RAW feature, it's not there yet, and the only thing that will make a huge difference is the camera stabilization. The sensor stabilization that it has inside the 12 Pro Max has a real stabilization when the sensor is moving up and down, left and right, to create that beautiful smooth transitions when we're shooting videos, and also to allow you to shoot lower shutter speeds if you're shooting on you know, handheld. That is great, and I think that's the best and the most improved feature on the 12 Pro Max. That's why I bought the camera, to test that and make sure that it is what it is advertised. I do enjoy the stabilization. It's actually pretty good, and also I love the fact that you have an ultra wide and the telephoto lens at the other end, and they're all sharp, including the wide lens. So no matter what you're shooting, you also have night mode, and that is very helpful for people like me who are going outside to shoot in any conditions, rain or snow, bright sun or night, and so on and so forth. Now, as a conclusion to all this, I'm thinking that if you already bought the 11 Pro last year or this year, when has been released, you should keep that, and only if you need all these you know, crazy features like image stabilization or Pro RAW, or the fact that you can shoot with all three cameras in at night. If you don't need all that, and if for you whatever you're doing with the 11 Pro, it's the best, that's definitely a sign to keep the phone and not invest in a new phone. Maybe next year, because the way Apple is advancing these days with the M1 chip and whatever they're coming up next year, it will probably be better and better. And I don't think that this is an upgrade for everyone. It's only for you know, people like me, videographers and content creator photographers, who are using these devices to their full you know, power, and they put them to their paces all the time. And yeah, that is what I wanted to say about the iPhone 12 Pro Max in terms of photography and videography. Thank you so much for watching these videos. Thank you so much for being here with me, and subscribing to the channel. It's very important. Also, give these videos a thumbs up. It's very important with the algorithm. Share them with your friends, so we'll create a community around here, and I will definitely see you in a bit.